Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. This video is all about moving out on your own. I feel like there's tons of videos about this, like moving out, the challenges you face, everything like that, the basics. But I want to be able to give you guys some tips, some things that will hopefully help you kind of be prepared for some of the things that may hit you. And then also, want to let you guys know so no one gets confused, this is not me moving into my own home, like buying my first house at 18. No, I'm not like Kylie Jenner who gets to buy like $1 billion beautiful home. I wish. That's awesome. Hooray for you. But no, I am just talking about moving into an apartment on my own, and the challenges of only being 17 and trying to plan your move out, telling the parents, and moving out as like literally a fresh adult, like into the real world. Because I feel like there's so many videos on people who are over the age of 21 that talk about their experiences but have a little bit more of an advantage because they're older, you know what I mean? So hopefully we'll help some of you guys out. And then also do want to mention that I did not move out completely on my own. I do live with my boyfriend, but I feel like that will be helpful because I think that it's important that, especially when you're just young and you're moving out by yourself and you're new to the world, you should have like some kind of roommate, a sibling, a significant other, something like that. So did want to get that out of the way in case this video is not what you're looking for, just so that way I don't waste your time. So anyways, let's talk about the first step. So the first step is I thought was really important is, obviously I sat down with my man and we had decided, okay, like when I turn 18, like let's do it. Like let's move out on our own, like just together. So, but we just decided, hey, you know, like we had made some plans for the future. Let's see what it's like to live together. We're gonna film a video separately on moving in with your significant other, but that's a completely different story. So going back, so that was the first thing, just making the decision, like are you ready and what are you gonna have to do to move out. Second step would be tell your parents. Telling your parents is tough. I feel like I connect really well with my mom, so it's super easy to tell my mom like, hey, like I think I'm ready to move out. Like when I turn 18, I'm gonzo. I mean, not gone, I'll be like, you know, not too far away, but I want to move out. My mom could understand that because she could relate. She moved out at a really young age, so it was easy. That was the first thing, is I feel like take that first step to go to someone that you feel comfortable telling, that you know is not just gonna like slit your throat for it, you know, and just cause a ton of stress. Because moving out, you do not need stress. Moving out is stress enough, okay? Step 2, done. You told the parents, they know, so you're not trying to do everything, you know, like behind their backs, and they have a heads up. I feel like that is like one of the biggest stress relievers. It's like, who the parents know. Now you can continue with just doing your thing and planning. Third step. So kind of picking out the area in which you would like to move. You have to start looking. I went online, you can get apps, you can just Google search like apartments in this area, blah, 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 and tons will come up. And you also have to think about price range. So I had to think about price range, what would work for me and David, which is my man. So, and like kind of another thing that I guess I should say, so he does make more than me and did at the time obviously as well. So but it's very important to me that we split everything down the middle. I'm not someone that's going to be like, hey, you make more than me, like pay for more. Like, no. If I want to move out on my own, I need to take the responsibility to man up and split the bills. So I made it very clear that I wanted to split everything, which I think is very important, because that's your half, you know what I mean? So it was important to find something that was affordable enough for me and that would work for him as well. So then that's when you start your search. First step is make sure that the price is the same, because I can't tell you, there was probably like 30, 40 properties that I looked at, or apartments that I looked at, and they said one price and then they were $300 more than the price that they said. So don't waste your time in seeing a thing or seeing an ad and then driving all the way out to this place, getting there, and then them telling you that it's $400 more, because that's just a waste of your time. You could have been looking at places that you already knew the price. So call first, Tell them, you know, like get straight to the point, like you just want to know the pricing and some other details, you know, that you may want to know. So that way it saves you the time. If they say it's $300 more, be like, thank you, bye-bye. And then continue on with your search. Also, another thing, do not get your hopes up. If you find one place that you think is perfect, even after you call them, you feel really good about it, continue looking for backups, because there was countless times I can recall that like I thought this place was the one, and then you go in and just a ton of stuff happens. You just run into things that you don't expect, and then it doesn't work out. So another thing, do not get your hopes up, always have your backups. Let's see, rental offices. So they try and get the most money out of you as possible through the application fee, which is not guaranteeing you that you are going to get it. Sometimes the application fee can run from $15 to $200. Sounds ridiculous. So you're just giving away $200 for nothing, and it's non-refundable. Then there's, let's say you get through the application fee. Okay, you're looking good. Then you need to put down a $200 holding fee. So then they, you know, whatever, go through the process. And then something comes up. Okay, they don't like the fact that you don't make, they want you to make $100 more. So they're gonna ask you for a fee of $2,000, and I'm not crapping you. I'm not shitting you. $2,000, and you're like, oh, that's a lot of money. Okay, so like, am I gonna get this money back when we move out? Like, am I gonna see this money again? No, it's just as proof that you do really have income, so you can live at this place. And you're like, okay, $2,000, bye-bye. But anytime they just keep asking you for more and more money, it's not a good feeling, because nothing is really guaranteed at that point. Now it's different when you're like, okay, you're approved for everything, your application fee was $30, boom, easy, and then you're already on the waiting list and they need a $200 deposit, which is refundable. That's a little different. So if you kind of get that vibe, go with your gut feeling and basically just start looking elsewhere, because you should not be giving away free money. Let's see, so we talked about telling the parents, planning. Okay, so for me, again, like I said, I'm in high school, I'm still trying to plan. I needed to figure out how much money I needed to save, stuff like that. So I would definitely recommend, depending on where you live and depending on the price, make sure you have a good, just like, savings for yourself. My boyfriend and I actually tried to save together to go in on things such as furniture and stuff, which I'll get into in a second. But get in just something, because you never know what could happen. Like, you want to make sure you have savings, because let's say something happens to your car, even though that doesn't have to do with this, you don't want that to really affect you moving in. Because, for example, I got into a huge car accident 2 weeks before I moved in. It cost $15,000, and I'm like, oh my god, and it was my fault. So it's like you have to just be prepared for anything. So make sure you have like a good, I'm not saying save $15,000, but I mean like save enough that you have like a little bit of cushion for anything that could happen, just anything. Furniture and appliances. So the cost of furniture, you gotta save with whoever you're moving in with, or if you've agreed to buy certain pieces that are of equal value, I guess, or however you want to do it. It's completely up to you. So couches, I had no idea couches were $1,300 to like $3,000. I was like, what? No. So what I recommend is going to a place, like we have this giant warehouse like in the main part of like all the office buildings basically. It was a giant warehouse, and they had furniture. It wasn't used, but they considered it used because it sat in a showroom. So no one actually sat on the furniture. It was only moved from showroom to showroom, so it wasn't dirty. You can look at it good condition. I got this baby that you can kind of see for $500 out the door. And that's a really good deal considering it's super comfortable, super clean. When we got it, it was like brand new. There were a couple marks on like the pegs that were a little like scuffed, but nobody sees that, you know? And then coffee table. My coffee tables I actually did get. My coffee tables and then side tables I actually got as a gift for my birthday, I think it was for my birthday. So that was really helpful. If your family's totally on board with it, hopefully they can help out a little bit, but I know there's a lot of cases where you won't get help. In some cases, it's basically you're on your own, you know? So just basically find whatever makes you happy, whatever's affordable. Go to IKEA if you have one near you. IKEA, we got our bed for like for like 200 bucks. And then, let's see, we were lucky, my boyfriend had a nice like little TV and then everything like that, but we still needed like all the bathroom essentials and like, you know, little soap dishes and stuff like that. You don't need to spend a ton of money on furniture when it's your first place, you know, like you can add stuff as you move in. But that's basically it for furniture. Let's see. Planning bills. I really need to work out. So I kind of forgot where I left off. I think I was talking, bills, right. Kind of talked about like, I don't know, this is so stupid. Like I don't even know. What is PG&E? What is the difference between PG&E and SMUD? Let's Google this. It's literally stupid. Like I can't. Let's see if Hello Google works. The difference between PG&E and SMUD. There we go. Okay, so the difference between PG&E and SMUD. PG&E is like electricity and gas. And SMUD is electricity. That's what I thought, but... Okay, so for some reason my city's gypping me and I'm paying for electricity, gas and electric, and I'm paying for electric. So I'm just kidding. That's just how it works. I don't know. I think they like separate it somehow. I could just be stupid. I don't really know. But anyway, so the difference between them, who knows? I don't know. I don't even know. I need help. Where is David when I need him? Maybe we should call him. Let's call him and see what he says. He'll probably call us back. But anyways, let's get over that. I have wasted so much time. So PG&E and SMUD, don't really know, but those are bills I have to pay. He's calling us back. Hi, Poop.
What's up, bud?
So I was just wondering, because I'm like making a video, and I'm trying to figure out what the difference is between PG&E and SMUD.
PG&E is gas, SMUD is electricity. Only in the state, only in Sacramento.
Oh.
Usually PG&E is electricity, but only in where we live, PG&E is gas and SMUD is electricity. Some places in Sacramento are ran on strictly PG&E. PG&E does gas and electricity. But since we're our location, Sacramento runs SMUD as electricity. Anyways, babe, that's pretty much it. I was just calling you back, make sure everything's okay.
Oh yeah, everything's good. That's all I needed to know because I was just having issues.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
Love you, man.
So that covers that. So, and I guess it's only, so PG&E is in certain areas of Sacramento or wherever we live. Oops, I just said where I lived. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, it's fine. So in certain areas of where I live, there's PG&E and then there's SMUD. So technically PG&E is gas and electric, but I guess where we are located, it's just gas. And then SMUD would be our electricity. Okay, cool. We decided to try and save as much as we could here because we're only gonna live here. So we were only going to live here for a year. We only have 6 months left of living here. We've already lived here for half a year. And it's really sad because I love this place, but we're moving to Orange County, LA. Damn. So I'm really excited for that. But anyways, I don't know what the difference is, like if you pay for PG&E and SMUD there, or if you just pay for one, or if there's like a whole nother thing that you pay for. Like, I don't really know. There's, yeah, Comcast. So Comcast is like $50 and we don't even have cable. The reason I was saying we wanted to save is we didn't get cable. We just have Hulu Plus and Netflix. Hulu Plus is literally only $7.99. They all have all the TV shows that are like super popular, movies and everything like that. Plus you don't have to really worry about like those really long commercials. You listen to like 5-second commercials every now and then. So it's like amazing. Netflix is just Netflix. Everybody knows about Netflix and chill, so we know about Netflix. Movies and TV shows also. So it's like the same thing. I pay for Hulu, he does Netflix. So then there's so the only reason we pay for Comcast is because it's Wi-Fi. We need to have Wi-Fi to be able to stream Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, and stuff like that. It just saves your cellular data. What else is there? Oh, renter's insurance. Oh my God, so important. It's only 12 bucks a month. But what it is like, let's say you get broken into. Obviously, your apartment complex is not going to take, you know, take responsibility for all of your stolen items, you know? So, yeah, there's that. Let's see. We have, I don't know, like, what else to talk about? I'm really confused. Oh, work. So you also, when planning, getting more serious now, when planning like where you want to move, you need to plan like your work. So when so let's say when we first moved in here, I still worked 45 minutes away. 45 minutes to an hour depending on traffic, to be completely honest, because there was no freeway accesses. Well, there's a freeway access right where I live, but going the opposite direction, which does not take me anywhere near where I needed to go. So basically it took me 45 minutes to an hour to get to work every day. And it's like, when you open, you're just like, dude, I have to get up like super early. So no, I'm just kidding. I loved my job and it was really sad though because I did have to leave. I had been with them for 2 years, and the job that I was working at, we had like created this huge family. Basically everyone was really close and it was just like somewhere where you actually enjoyed. But because of my location and also because of the fact that I wanted to kind of venture out, I had been working there all through basically most of my high school that I can remember. And well, I guess I didn't go to high school for 2 years, but for my growing up part of high school, I worked at that place. And so they basically got to watch me grow. I was the youngest one working there. And so it was really sad leaving, but I stay in contact with everyone. And if any of you are watching this, I love you and I miss you all. So, But that was like one big thing, is like you need to plan where you're living and where your work is. So where the moneymaker is, and then where you're living to, so where, you know, you gotta like, you have to be somewhere in the middle. Also, moving in with my boyfriend, we have two completely separate jobs. I work the retail life, he works a manly job, you know? So it's like our workstations are like completely separate. Also, he lived an hour away from me when I lived at home. So his work was closer to where he lived. So we had to meet somewhere kind of in the middle. Now with me transferring jobs, I live 7 minutes away from where I work, and he literally works about the same. I think it's like 7 minutes to get to his work. So we're like, we just worked that out perfectly. Let us see, what else is there? Groceries, because I'm looking at my kitchen right now. Groceries, okay, groceries a month. Okay, let's like, my video is gonna be so long. Okay, so groceries a month are like, we go shopping like every other week, and there's 4 weeks. So we go shopping like 2 times a month, and we're usually pretty on the dot of when we go. It's usually about the same time, so we're never like freaking out of food, you know, completely. But it's always like planned pretty nicely, so we've been lucky with that. But it's always about, when like I said, we split everything like right down the middle. Our grocery bill comes between $100 to 120 max. It's usually only ever around like 100, 110, but we split that right down the middle, and that gets basically everything you need. So depending on how you eat and what kind of items you eat, it's pretty easy. I recommend shopping at Winco. So if you have a Winco near you, Winco is like super affordable. I mean, their prices are amazing, and you get everything you can get there at like Rayleigh's or Bel Air or all the fancy, you know, grocery stores. It's basically the same. Or like Food Max or Food Source. It's a little different. No, I'm just kidding. Food Source is fine. It's just sometimes I bought strawberries there one time and they were nasty. They had mold all over them. And like, it's like hidden mold. Like you don't see it when you buy it. Then when you get home, it's just, but no, we have shopped at Food Source. But typically like Winco or any kind of like discounted food store that has like a good reputation, that's pretty popular, go for it. Like, you know what I mean? We can get so much more. Like spending $100 there versus $100 at Rayleigh's, we're gonna get half the stuff that we need. Let's see. So you have to think about like how much you're gonna spend on groceries, how much you're gonna spend on gas to get to the place that you work. That's the money maker to pay for the place that you're living at. You're gonna need to think about all the bills that you have to pay all at once. Luckily, I think our bills are kind of spread out, except they're kind of spread out, but we try to get them all paid at one time. So we'll pay, when we write the check for rent, we pay everything. My boyfriend and I actually filmed a video about moving in together. And I feel like that's really important if you're moving in with your significant other. It's like a whole nother thing. In this video, I kind of just talk about what it's like moving out and what you have to be prepared for, and like kind of some of the stuff I went through. But it gets pretty complicated, you know, especially if you're planning on moving in with someone, because it's just a lot of stuff to think about. So we will definitely film a video on that as soon as possible. But yeah, so I hope this video like helped you guys out. I think I basically covered everything. I'm gonna need to chop this video down a shit ton because I have talked so much. It's like a freaking hour-long video by now. But yeah, I think that like I talked about moving out, so what it was like for me very briefly, especially at the age and stuff like that. There's just tons of barriers that you're gonna hit with that. Just because depending on your age and stuff like that, you just run into a lot more difficulties. But there's just so many things. I hope I hit like all the topics, like I really do, because I tried my best. But anyways, other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, morning, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are.